Hey guys, welcome back to Edmund's Cooking. Today we're going to be making bachelors casserole. I'll have the recipe and ingredients at the end of the video, but we're gonna get started now. So I have the water already salted and starting to boil. But I'm gonna be adding a bit of bacon fat into the pan where the meat's going to go, and I have the water up on high, and I'm gonna have the pan up on medium. So put a bit of bacon grease in there, and now we're going to let that melt while we start cooking. And I just got these little microphones for this. So now we're going to mix this bacon grease around. And to get it evenly coated, this is something I do with the omelets when I make them. And that pan looks nice, evenly coated. Now we're going to open up our our ground beef or ground meat. We're going to throw this in the trash and so I'm using kind of a cooking implement, kind of like this, to mix the meat around. And I'll see you when it is all cooked. Now that the meat is still cooking, but the pasta water is all heated up and boiling now, you're going to want to add your pasta. You want to add about half of one of these bags, or 8.8 ounces. I'm using this organic pasta from Costco, but you can use any pasta you like. So now with stainless steel, you want to add we want to add a handful of it at a time. And keep stirring the meat until it's fully cooked, so it doesn't burn. So that would be pretty bad. Now your pasta will absorb water, and it'll start and it will expand. But our meat is just about cooked, and a good rule of thumb I've always learned is to get your meat cooked until it is all brown and there's no pink spots left. So I'll see you when the pasta is done and the meat is cooked. Now, as you can see, our meat is all cooked. There is no more pink spots and it is all brown. And our pasta is cooking, and we have made sure to salt the water before we started cooking it, because you want to add the salt to stop it from tasting all funky, from it sticking to the pan, giving it a good flavor. Now that our pasta is all done cooking, we're going to want to drain the water. So we're going to want to put the utensil to the side. And I have this really cool little gadget that you put on the side of the pot. And now it makes it a lot easier to drain the water. So I have the water there. I have a few things out of frame, just because I wanted them to be out of frame. So now you're going to want to drain that water into your sink. And you're going to want to shock it with cold water. So get your water running nice and cold and give it a good shock. And you should see a lot of steam coming off that because it's shocking from cold, well, from hot to cold. And now that your pasta is all cold, you're going to want to now cook up some of your some of your other stuff. So just to hold the pasta, I'm going to put it in a strainer like this. And the reason why you salt the water is because none of them stuck. Now, as the recipe says, you're going to want to face this back where you could see the video. And now you're going to want to add your butter to your pan. Put it on medium. And you're going to want to add Velveeta cheese, like the little sauce packets. You can find them at stores or any other place. And they come in a box looking something like this of 3. Now, a good trick I've learned to get the sauce out of these packets is you're going to first grab the lid and then squeeze it, squeeze the sauce, and then just like that, your sauce pouch is empty. And now we're going to add a half of a cup of half and half. What half and half basically is just half cream, half milk. You can always add a little bit more, but I had just the perfect amount for 1/2 of a cup. Now that that's all added in, you're going to want to stir it around and get it all mixed up. And once it's all mixed up, you're going to want to add your pasta and then your meat. So I'm using 2.5 cans of stuff, but the recipe calls for 2 cans. I'm using whole kernel corn, cut green beans, and sweet peas with carrots. Now normally I just do this recipe with 2 full-size cans of sweet peas and carrots. And now while we wait for the stuff to melt down, I'm going to open up and drain the vegetables into the sink. Now you can see that our mixture is all melted down, so you're going to now want to grab your pasta and toss it in there. Now this dish will come out pretty cheesy, but since we have a pound of meat and 2.5 cans of vegetables, I think we should be good. So now we're opening up the cans to add them to the bowl, to the pot. So we got our corn, our green beans, and now our carrots and peas. And now since this pot's not large enough, I'm going to move it over to the pot that has my meat in it. Now you're going to want to put it on half burner and mix it up. And once it's all mixed up, you can add a option of shredded cheese. And while you don't have to, it makes it just a little bit better. And now you're going to let this warm up for a little bit since we let our meat cool down. And that right there is how I made bachelor's casserole. Now make sure to like and subscribe, and go subscribe to my other YouTube channels put in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.